welcome back. You guys know me, I'm A-Lou, and this is 24 A-Lou. Thank you for all my YouTube followers, and thank you for all my podcast followers. You guys have been dope. You guys have been amazing. It's 24 A-Lou for my podcast, and Aaron Michael Lewis on the YouTube. For the rest of my social media, it's at the end of this video. Like, follow, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. And you guys have been so dope with support and like the comments and the messages. Today's Friday. Ooh, it's Friday. It's that day of the week where people get excited because they get their me time back. So I'm gonna have a little bit of fun today for your Friday. I'm just gonna wing it, no topic, just spread the goodness. Let's talk about how when COVID hit, it hit the U.S. a little bit later than everybody else because people here don't stay well informed. I don't know if you're shocked about that, but I'm definitely not. We just do what we're told. We take it at face value. It is what it is. We do no research, nothing like that. And a lot of crazy stuff happened with lockdown and things like that. I live downtown San Diego, so I saw protests over the mask mandate and being stuck inside and people down there with guns over a mask, and it was mostly Caucasian descent, which I saw not a lot of police force, not a lot of police aggression. They just let them do what their right is. They're to protest, freedom of speech. They're down there doing their thing. And then people often forget because it gets stopped talked about. George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor. People only do it when it's trending. And then when they want their entitlement outweighs morality, their morals. So the morals are iffy to me. I've seen people go 50-50. And they're only supportive when it benefits them, or it's trending, or it's something that everybody can see. It's in the light, so they want to be in the light too. But when it gets put back in the dark, they don't care about it anymore. It gets ignored. Well, I'm here to talk about it because, as you can see, I'm African American, and in this world, my skin is looked upon as a weapon. Just plain and simple. But I think it's sickening. Prayers out to those families: Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and for everybody else that doesn't get mentioned, doesn't get the shine that they deserve, like that doesn't get talked about. It's a dangerous world out here today. And then you fast forward to the George Floyd protests. A lot of police aggression, a lot of police force. I saw it down here. The protests were peaceful. The police didn't want it to go down. I like talking about these things because nobody else will. Or just get stopped talking about because it's not cool anymore. It's not trending anymore. It's not on your news feed, not on your social media feed. It's not on t-shirts that you can buy anymore. People stop talking about it when it stops being cool for them. Not me, though. It's my life, and it's a very scary life to live. And I think it's crazy, that we have to go down that path, and it becomes that. For a lot of people, not for us, it's innocent until, proven guilty. We're guilty until guilty. They never want to believe they were innocent. That's the case. I hear a lot of people make it like, with the Breonna Taylor situation, they had guns inside, or the dude who had a criminal record, all this stuff. Look, man, criminal or not, there's a right way to handle things, there's a wrong way to handle things, and they always handle it wrong when it comes to us, and that's the God honest truth, and it's crazy. I have found peace in my path back to God, but I still have to speak what's real. I think it's insane that they see that, because we look at that other situation. I wish I knew the kid's name. Shot up a church. They took the kid to Burger King because they took him to go get food. Because then they ruled it like something like mental health, mental illness. We get looked at just because our skin, we are a threat every day. Like my hairstyle, if I walk down the street, they think I'm a thug. I can't just do this, and I see mohawks and everything like that, and that's not crazy. That's the world that we live in. And I think that's the scary part of what's going on right now, and nobody really wants to talk about it. Nobody's talked about it. Everybody's stuck on this, you're selfish because you're not vaccinated. There's always a war they put out there, right? They always like to put people on sides, and that's just the truth. People like to just pick sides, and it's never peace. There's never balance, and it's crazy. But what's never changed for me is that I have to be grateful every time I get to come home and keep my life, and that's the truth. I've been pulled over many times. If you guys heard my other podcasts, you'll hear the stories. I don't want to make it just about that. I just want the conversation to keep going and raise awareness. Okay? I'm never going to play victim. That's just not who I am. I keep it moving. People look at me whatever they want to look at me as. That's their business, not mine. And the thing about it is, the scary part, their business is how they don't want me. I'm another statistic. That's the scary part of their business. Because I'm a human being just like them. And all these other people like, all lives matter. Look, man, it's crazy that people can't even say the Black Lives Matter. We're just saying that we want a chance to live. We're not saying ours outweighs anybody else's or we want even the attention. We just want a chance. We just want to breathe. We just want to walk. I'm leaving it at that. Let this be a household conversation. Let this be reality, because it is. And it's sickening. And I think that's the biggest part, when 2020 was rolling and it has these times went on, all the things that we went through, and people were struggling and people had to be in isolation and they really had to find out themselves. A lot of people, took out, some skeletons out their closet and was like, I don't know what to do, man. Like, I'm lost. Like, what is life? And people struggled, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever the case may be. It was a struggle. A lot of people ask me, how has my path been back to God? And I've incorporated it with everything that I do. That's just me, and that's just my belief and my faith. And, I would never force it upon anybody else, but it's opened my eyes a whole lot more, and it's allowed me to be a better person and just approach life with a whole different vision. There's the world and there's my world. What the world's going on out there have nothing to do with that. I'm not gonna let that affect me. Of course, obviously, we will cross paths and it will try to tear me down, but I just have to regroup, and strengthen my world. And that's just how I looked at it from that point on. And as time has went on, it's been just craziness, especially because I live in California, so I see a lot of crazy stuff happen. I've traveled still just to see my family, see my nephew, and see friends and just loved ones. It's just everybody wants to be right. It's sickening. Everybody wants to be right. And the thing about it with me, I love having this podcast and this YouTube channel and just discussing with people. I don't mind being wrong because I learn. I don't know everything. My truth is my truth because I made it that way. It was opinion first, and then I made it into a truth. It's like the same thing with everybody. If I can learn something about life, if I can learn something about anything, I'm all ears. But people love to be one-sided, and they just love to get out information first or be right all the time. And that's where gossip comes in. That's where everything comes in. I have these podcasts 'cause I never want to be right. I just love having the discussion and raising awareness. And that's what I always welcome. Feedback, comment section, all that good stuff. Because look, man, there's always a different take. There's always a different side. There's always more I could learn. And that's the biggest thing. But as now we're in 2021 and a lot more has happened and we're all trying to figure out what's what, and I hate the phrase new normal. Like, we're all trying to figure out just, how to handle our life and what to do and what we got to do to keep it going. I said on I was on TikTok Live yesterday, and I was talking to this guy who had a very weird insight on life. He was just like, he spoke about a very sensitive subject, which is suicide, but he was saying to the fact was people need to realize life always gets better. I didn't agree with it. I did not agree with that. It's how you look at it, and what I tell myself, life sometimes it doesn't always get better, but it keeps going. And it's how you look at it when it keeps going that makes a difference. Things aren't just gonna get better magically. Things aren't gonna get better just because you hope that it does. It's how you look at life and the things you change within your life that make it better. Those are the conversations I welcome, though. I wasn't mad. The dude was low-key crazy, but that's okay. I even hate using the word crazy. He was just different. He had a different point of view, and that's okay. Because we all have different experiences in this world. That's why I wanted to wing this podcast, because I wanted people to realize it's okay to have different, views, but you have to welcome conversations that challenge your views. You have to be okay with knowing that, you're not the only brain in the world. You're not the only person that's living this life. There are other people out there. You know what I'm saying? There are different experiences that have been had. Okay? And that's just reality. So I thank you all for tapping in with me. Have the conversations in the household. The biggest thing I always support is be open about your mental health, be open about your pain, be open about everything, be open about setting boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Talk your talk, speak your truth. Don't let somebody else's truth make you swallow yours. That's the biggest thing. All right, you guys know me. I'm A-Lou. This is another great episode of 24 A-Lou. You guys know my mantra: sage, sacrifice, achieve, grow, exceed. And until next time, you all stay blessed. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Life with Lou. I'm A. Lou, and until next time, y'all have a good one.